And the first email today comes to us from Calvin Monroe, who writes, "At what point does someone have to sit down with Tom Cruise and just tell him enough is enough? We get it. You're insane, doing so many of your own big stunts. But this new thing about them delaying Top Gun 2 so Tom could learn to fly his own fighter jet in the movie? Seriously? How crazy is this guy?" All right, so here's what Calvin is talking about. You guys will remember that a little while ago it got announced that Top Gun 2 actually pushed its release date almost a year. So it's not coming out till 2020 now. So that's old news. We know that now. But now we're starting to hear about something that may have caused that. Now, we all know that Tom Cruise is a maniac. He loves doing his own stunts, hanging off the side of an airplane, taking off, doing his own halo, jumping out of planes, jumping across buildings, or injuring himself, all that kind of stuff. This takes it to a new level. There are new reports coming out that are suggesting one of the reasons they had to delay the film because Tom Cruise wants to learn how to fly a fighter jet himself so that it can actually be him flying the fighter jets in a bunch of the scenes in Top Gun 2. He actually wants to get up there and learn how to fly these fighter jets so it can be him flying the fighter jets for a bunch of the scenes in Top Gun 2, and he needed time to do it, and that's one of the reasons why they pushed it off. Now, the reports going around talking about it, they clarify this. They're saying he won't film all the flight sequences, it's too dangerous, but he will fly some, making him the first actor in cinema history to do so. The producers would prefer not to put their leading man, not to mention their entire film, at risk. They also wouldn't choose to have their long-awaited sequel delayed nearly a year. But despite the huge insurance costs, they are willing to do what it takes to ensure that Tom is happy. And Tom right now is kind of starting to solidify this legacy that he's a little bit of Hollywood's version of Jackie Chan, like doing all these ridiculous, crazy things himself. So look, we all know about how in the last Mission Impossible film, he learned how to fly a helicopter. I do have to wonder, though, is flying a fighter jet all that more complicated than flying a helicopter? Now, I'm not talking about actually piloting in a dogfight. I just mean flying a fighter jet. Is it all that much more complicated than flying a helicopter? He figured out the helicopter thing. Can he be cool just to sit behind the wheel of a fighter jet and do some moves and things like that? I don't know, maybe. And look, I might be completely talking out of my ass here because I've never flown anything. I have no idea. I've flown a drone once. That's a totally different experience. So I have no idea. Maybe it's a night and day different experience. But it does go towards this whole thing that Tom Cruise is developing this legacy of this madman who will do whatever it takes to make his movies and specifically his action sequences feel as legitimate and as real as possible. And you know what? This whole thing about him flying a fighter jet, that still, to me, doesn't touch him hanging off the side of a jumbo carrier plane taking off and flying up into the air. This still doesn't touch that. Or the whole zero gravity stuff that they did for The Mummy is crazy. Go on YouTube and look up some online stuff on that because that's crazy stuff. So I'm not surprised he's doing it. I don't know if it's the smartest thing in the world, but I'm not surprised he's doing it at all.